It's the Sheff United Way match preview, and this time I didn't sing a song.
Leaders all the way, playing proper football. The Sheff United Way. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale.
𝗍𝐨𝐫𝐝𝐕𝐏𝐍 and 𝗏, Tosh and Pex, that's mean. Someone told me that. I am better than that. I'd like to think that anyway. And that Wrexham performance from 𝗍𝐨𝐫𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐝. Wow, that was impressive. I know it was the cup. I know both teams didn't put out full strength, but I hadn't really had that much of a chance to see 𝗏 in action. And, I was not familiar with your game. 90 minutes played, 3 chances created. That was the most in the match of anyone. 94% passing accuracy, 2 big chances created. 11 duels he won. He looked tough, didn't he? He looked like he wasn't going to let anyone bully him. 1 assist and a man-of-the-match performance. It really, really was impressive to see. And you know what? If we do lose any standout midfielders, I feel more confident now than I did, a couple of weeks ago, having seen 𝗏. And Koulibaly was there too. That was mean. I'm better than that. 𝗍𝐨𝐵𝐵𝐿 was actually the last transfer sanctioned by 𝗂𝐴 before he ended his first spell as Sheffield United manager. He signed 𝗏 from Arsenal for 150 grand, and that is going to look like very, very good business. Did someone say long-term contract? And on various sites, it's been suggested after his performance against Wrexham that 𝗍𝐵𝐿𝐵 could be a good number 2. Oh, sorry, I misread that. It's a bit about 𝗍𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿 and number 2. Sorry, that's mean. I'm better than that. Let's look ahead to Saturday's match. 3 p.m. kickoffs. Remember them at Bramall Lane. It's Sheffield United versus Queen's Park Rangers. Let's talk Blades team news. Let's get a predicted lineup. Let me know your predicted lineup while you're watching this. If you are on YouTube, of course, if you're listening on audio podcast, just think it. And I'll see if I can sense it. Tom Davies, most likely, still a bit away. Rhys Norrington-Davies came back and was a sub against Wrexham in that 4-2 cup win. And did someone say new contract? United play Barnsley away as well in the second round of the League Cup. Give me a high 6. Jamie Shackleton back soon. Could we see Sam McCallum for this game? Maybe just on the bench. Kiefer Moore, sporting his shiner, should return. But might we see some of the young lads that performed so well against Wrexham? I've mentioned 𝗏. 𝗍𝐨𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿 you'd imagine would be out after his wheels for feet performance. He then went off injured. That was a shame. He looked really good going forwards. Marsh got a goal. Hampson looked tidy. Tyrese Campbell might need more fitness building up, certainly before starting. There's a case for Anis Ben Slimani, and Ryan Brewster could be involved at some point. Michael Cooper, the goalkeeper, joining on a 4-year deal from Plymouth Argyle. And of course, winger Jezeren Rak-Sakyi. Is this when we do eyes emoji? On loan from Crystal Palace, because at the time I'm recording this, that hasn't been confirmed. You may well know when you're watching this later. But what can we expect from all the signings that Sheffield United have made this season? We've made more signings than any other team ever. It might just feel that way because I've had to do a video or 2 on all of them. The championship is relentless, though, isn't it? Checks notes. Yes, it is. So we're going to need all of them. What do you think Chris Wilder will go with? Well, I reckon in goal you probably would say Cooper, but Davies, is it difficult sometimes throwing a keeper in when he hasn't really got a chance to learn who everyone is? He probably does know of all their names, of course, but I don't know. We'll see about that one. Gilchrist, Anel or Harry Souttar. I mean, what a performance from Souttar, and Wilder has alluded to the fact that it will be Souttar versus Anel in that position. Jackie Longthrow, the captain, you'd feel like it'd be unlikely to drop the captain. Wilder likes a left footer there. Burrows, Brooks, Vinicius Souza, Blaster, Harmer, O'Hare, Moore, probably going to look something like that. Let me know your first 11. Have I already asked for that? I think I have. Opposition team news. To look at our opponents, QPR, here's Loft for Words.
Hi guys, hope you're good. Looked like you had fun with the Wrexham Circus and Keith Stroud last night while we were wrestling with Cambridge. Looking forward to coming back to Sheffield this weekend. Probably not looking forward to playing Sheffield United quite as much as I would have been a couple of weeks ago, judging by the way you guys have started the season and the signings you've made. It's looking like quite a daunting trip for us now compared to the sort of expectations around the Blades a couple of weeks ago. We've started pretty poorly, unfortunately. I think a lot of the optimism that was around QPR towards the end of last season, when we obviously won, I think, 8 of our last 15, 16 games under 𝗍𝗂 𝗵𝗏𝗂 to climb away from relegation. There was a real sort of feel-good around the place, and obviously hammered Leeds at the end of the season, which everybody found hilarious. That seems to have drained away a little bit. We didn't score in any of our last 4 pre-season friendlies, admittedly against good teams. Played Tottenham, Brighton, Fulham, but didn't score at Reading either. Played really poorly on the opening day against West Brom, took the lead and then just didn't defend well. 3 almost identical goals from crosses. Yeah, we're a little bit short and a little bit raggy, a little bit... The fitness isn't quite there. I suppose it's early season, but yeah, there's just a few rumblings of disquiet around the place. Main problem, I guess, is up front. Like I say, we didn't score in any of our last 4 friendlies. Only scored more than 2 goals in 2 games last year, I think. Stoke at home and Leeds at home, like I say. So goals are the problem. Up front, it'll be one of Zan Selar, as a new signing this summer, who is struggling a little bit early on. 𝗵𝗍𝗶𝗶𝗲, who scored last night, but sort of looks and runs like your dad. He's a bit of an odd watch. I don't really know how a guy of that size runs with such small steps, to be honest. So it's either one of those 2 or Lyndon Dykes. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. The 3 behind the main striker in the 4-2-3-1. This is where we've got the big problem at the minute. 'Cause obviously Chris Willock's gone. 𝗜ļIs is injured for the first time in his QPR life. He's obviously our best player. So it's been Lucas Anderson, who's decent, with Ryan Colley, who's a youth teamer with giant hair to the left, and Paul Smith's been playing right, former Leyton Orient guy. He's quick but not a lot of end product. We've just signed yesterday Karamoko Dembele, who looks really, really exciting. On loan at Blackpool last year, former Celtic junior. Really, really excited about him, and he'll bring pace that the team just lacks so much. I would expect to see him play at the weekend down that right side. And we've signed Koki Saito, a Japanese international, presumably to play to the left of Anderson when Chair's not playing. I don't know if that means that Chair's going to be leaving or not, but at the moment, like I say, Colley's starting there anyway, so we need to improve there. He hasn't got a work permit, so I don't think he'll be in the team on Saturday. We have got a new goalkeeper this year, Paul Nardi, a French guy. He started really, really well, so fingers crossed that continues. Like I say, if you'd said a couple of weeks ago, I would have been quite confident about both QPR and coming to Sheff United, but I think the signings that you guys are making sort of speak for themselves and just reaffirms, the difference between parachute payments and non-parachute payments in this league. We're still putting our team together with 2 weeks of the window left. I think it's going to be a tough afternoon for us, but lived in Sheffield for ages, looking forward to coming back, and good luck for the rest of the season, I guess.
Now, the referee for Sheffield United versus Queen's Park Rangers is Anthony Backhouse from Cumbria. Cumbria, of course, home of the Cumbrian sausage. So that's nice, isn't it? Anthony has a marvellous hair routine on what can only be described as a slicked comb-through layering of his luscious locks. Really do have a look. It's something to behold. Last season he took charge of 23 matches. He only gave 103 yellows. That's on the low side. He only gave 2 reds. One of them was 2 yellows. So he only actually technically gave 1 straight red card, and he only gave 3 penalties. He seems lenient. He's only refereed us once, a 2-1 win against Derby County in the League Cup back in 2021-2022, mostly doing lower league games. Now, player connections. This is when I think of players that have played for both. On this occasion, of course, it is the Blades and Queen's Park Rangers. And as always, thank you to our sponsors, Parrot Peel. Parrot Peel, a virtual band. Many of their members are Sheffield United supporters. So for that reason, check them out and support them. Another reason you should do that is their music's really good. And because it's so diverse, I think it will appeal to a great many. parrotpeel.com. Check out their website or check them out on Spotify. With player connections, I always pick 4 randoms. So here's mine for this one. Alex Baptiste. Of course, Jack Robinson, big fan. Hit like on this video if you know when I say Jack Robinson, big fan, what that is a reference to. You will definitely be a Sheff United Way Watchalong OG if you get that reference. Of course, I had to mention Tony Curry. Le God, and I don't know why I said that bit in French, and Paddy Kenny, he played for both as well. Friend of the channel. We've got an interview with Paddy on this channel. Check it out in the podcast section. So who can you think of? Now, let's see what some of our Patreon members think when it comes to a score prediction. If you'd like your team shared on here, if you'd like your score prediction, and to receive a whole host of other benefits, but mainly it's just to keep the lights on here at Sheff United Way Towers to help support us. You know, this mic is new. That was expensive. It all goes back into all the things that we do. And if it doesn't, well, as you may well know if you follow me on Twitter, last year gave all the additional money that we made to great causes. Patreon.com/Sheff United Way. It really helps us to continue to do what we do. And some of our Patreon members have given their score prediction. James says 1-0 Blades, Key for more scoring. Steve says 2-1 Moore and O'Hare. Adam says 6-0 United. To be fair, he is on holiday at the moment and the sun may have gone to his head. Nick's gone with 3-1 Blades. I'm saying 2-0 United. Clip it, bookmark it, come back to it. What do you think the score will be? And as ever, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting. I keep saying watching. If you're listening on audio podcast, please take a moment. I've been saying this now for weeks. I'm not going to stop until we get a few. Please give us a review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast from if you can leave reviews that way. It really does help the algorithm.